The following program contains language, images, and/or subject matter that may be objectionable to some viewers. Viewer discretion is advised.
Direct from Albany, New York, it's time for the New Media Zone. With your hosts, Ed and Dave. Tonight, a look at this week's new film and DVD releases. And a chance to win free movie tickets with the poster pair's name. And now your hosts, Ed and Dave.
Hello, and welcome to the New Media Zone. And Dave here, and Dave with you with another exciting theme show going back to a year in the past.
Many years in the past, because we had multiple theme shows going on.
Yes.
This is a specifically special year.
Oh, yeah. This is a good one. This is 62. I liked being born in 62.
Do you?
I think that's when Johnny Carson started.
Okay.
The first James Bond movie, Dr.
Ooh,
No. And
okay.
various other things seemed to start. Spider-Man, I think, the comic.
Wow.
A lot of things in 62.
All right.
The only other better year, I guess, would be 69. If you were born in 69, might be a fun year. I don't know. What year? Anytime you went to the, pick up your prescription over there, what year? 69.
Oh, boy.
All right, so 62.
I remember back in the day, you would get the TV guide in your newspaper.
Yes.
And what I would do as a young lad, I'd flip through and look at all the movies
Uh-huh.
and see what year they were made, because they would tell you the year.
Uh-huh.
And the ones that were the year I was born, I'd highlight, count the number of them, and then count the number that my brother was born in, and that was a contest.
That's so. I didn't do that.
So, like, you could have 5 films from 1962 and 3 films from 1959. I win.
Oh,
I won that week.
there seemed to be a little contest going there with your brother, because he just told the story on the show where you went up and harassed him when John Lennon died. And he was having a bad day.
Yeah, very bad day.
Okay.
All right, are we rolling right now into this?
Yes.
1962. We're doing the top 10 films, songs, and TV shows.
In that order, because that's how they're set up in the editor.
Oh, well, that's good. That works out. So the first, I don't know. These are going from the number 10 down to number 1. Okay, number 10, top 10 films. The Interns. A class of interns arrives for their first year in training at a public city hospital. Never heard of it.
Never heard of it. This is why I put the blurb in there for you, because I guess we would assume that was a doctor interns, right?
I would assume so.
So there you have it.
Well, it says hospital.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Never heard of it. Never heard of this one. Bon Voyage. A comedy film produced by Walt Disney Productions. It stars Fred MacMurray, Jane Wyman, and Tommy Kirk. I don't know. I mean, Flubber he was in, right?
Yeah, he was in a lot of those Disney live action films. And this one, here it is, number 9.
Yeah.
And forgotten as far as I know.
Yeah, don't know that one. Number 8, Gypsy.
That was the musical based on Gypsy Rose Lee with Natalie Wood, I think.
Okay.
Ethel Merman, was she I forget who was her mother. Never saw that one?
No.
No, I remember seeing parts of that.
There's not a lot on here I've seen.
Huh.
So far, 0 for 3. Number 7, Hitari. John Wayne portrays a group of professional game catchers in Africa. No, never saw that one either.
I've heard of that one, not his usual role. I wonder if this is where they got Doctari from, the TV show.
Doctari! Doctari! Doctari!
That was the only word in the theme song, wasn't it?
Yes, I believe so.
I think we found out Aaron Moran was in that when we did that year.
Yeah. Number 6, classic film, To Kill a Mockingbird. Never saw it.
I never saw it either. Well, we should.
Is that the one with Gregory Peck?
Yeah, that's where he's playing the famous character whose name I can't think of. Is it Thaddeus or something?
Yeah, I can't.
I should see that though.
I know.
It's a classic film.
Number 5, Mutiny on the Bounty, the original with Marlon Brando, Trevor Howard, and Richard Harris. Never saw this one. Saw bits and pieces, I think, of a Russell Crowe version.
Ooh.
I think it was just called Bounty or Mutiny. I don't know.
I saw the original was on TCM one night, and I said, well, this is a classic. I should watch this. And I watched it. It was pretty good.
Okay.
That was the one with Rhett Butler was in that
Clark
one.
Gable.
Clark Gable, yes.
Yeah. Number 4, That Touch of Mink.
Mm.
Oh, this is Cary Grant and Doris Day rom-com. Are you sure? Touch of Mink with Cary Grant?
Yeah.
Why am I thinking it's one of those Doris Day Rock Hudson ones? But I guess
Well, this was before those. So this was the formula. We used Rock Hudson, and then we shoehorned in
okay.
Rock Hudson, right? Or who's...
This says Cary Grant.
Oh, Cary Grant,
In 1962. I'll have to check that
Cary
one
Grant
out.
was the original, and then we stuck in Rock Hudson.
I thought well, I'm really confused because I always thought the Doris Day Rock Hudson films were in the mid to late 50s.
No, those were later, I think. Weren't they?
I don't think so.
No. You think
I think they were
earlier?
50s, and this would be...
You think this is a later one?
this is a very late one because I don't think Cary Grant made many films after. I mean, 1962, he was checking out. I think he may have made Houseboat, may have one of his last films, I think. Father Goose, early 60s, and that was it for him. So this is confusing me a little. I will check it out.
Yeah, this is why these shows are fun. You check these things out, see what's going on.
Number 3, The Music Man.
Okay.
With...
Is it Robert Preston?
Yes.
Now, why did that name just come to me?
I was trying to think of the name, and I never saw this one either.
This has 76 trombones in it. It's a big song.
Okay.
Never saw this, though.
Number 2, Lawrence of Arabia, with Peter O'Toole. What a name. Peter O'Toole. Although, one of my favorite actors of all time. Great actor. Just recently saw him, I think it was either his last film or next to last film, or the last film he got nominated for, Venus, from 2006 maybe?
Now, this is one of your favorites here, but I can almost say you've never seen this film.
I've never seen Lawrence of Arabia, but for the life of me, I can't think of half of the films he was in.
There's that
But
one
I've
around
seen many of them.
79, where he's kind of drunk,
My favorite year.
Yeah, okay.
The one with The Lion in Winter is a great film with Katharine Hepburn. Although I'm not a big fan of Katharine Hepburn, but that's a great film. Any of those types of films that he's playing in those period pieces, he's schooling you on how to act. That's what he's doing.
I think this is 3 hours. This is another classic. I guess I should see.
The Stuntman.
Yeah,
Peter O'Toole.
That's
Great
79, I think. Yeah, the other one was 81, but I don't think I could sit through this one.
What, the Lawrence of Arabia?
Yeah.
I think I may have tried at some point and couldn't get into it.
It's got a good score. There's a classical theme in there.
Yeah. But anyway. Number 1 film, 1962, The Longest Day. An American war film shot in black and white about the D-Day landings at Normandy. Never saw it.
No. That's why I had to put that in. I had no clue what some of these early 60s, we don't even know what they're about even. I have a few other 62 movies here. These are the interesting ones.
Oh, okay.
The Three Stooges meet Hercules.
Great film.
With Joe DeRita.
Curly Joe DeRita, yep. He was he took over for all the other ones that have since died. Well, Joe Besser was the last third one. You had Shemp, then you had Curly, then you had Shemp again, then you had Joe Besser, and then he didn't re-up his contract, so they went to Curly Joe DeRita after they had been
These old Greek things certainly have lovely curves, haven't they?
Yeah. These young Greek things ain't bad either.
Help me. I'm ready for my bath. Oh, you stupid, awkward creature! A man!
Where?
The shorts started to go out. Let's face it, the shorts went out a long time ago. But Columbia Pictures, no more of these 20-minute short subjects. So they decided, well, we're done. What are we going to do? Oh, feature films. So that's what they did. Three Stooges go around the world in a days. Three Stooges meet Hercules. The Outlaws is coming with Adam West.
Yeah.
So they made a lot of film. Oh, I think they made, I don't know if they made a Cinderella one.
I don't think so.
Something with some chick ice skating a lot. But yeah, they had some...
Wasn't Snow White in the Three
It might have been,
Stooges?
yes,
Okay.
yes. But they had some success with their films.
Yeah, they started the films because the shorts were starting to be shown on TV and they got popular again.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess this one was their biggest film. Maybe it was the first one. Cape Fear,
Okay.
the original one. Lolita, which Peter Sellers is in. This is another one I should see.
This isn't the one with James Mason, is it?
Yes, with the underage girl,
Yeah.
who I guess they raised the age up a little bit from the book to make it a little better for film. The Three Stooges in Orbit,
Yep.
also this year. Boy, they were cranking out Stooges movies there.
You know, when you can make like 20 short subjects in a year, you can crank out a couple of films.
The Miracle Worker,
Mm-hmm.
Anne Bancroft and Patty Duke. That was one we had to see in 9th grade. Do you remember that? Did you have to see that?
Don't
one?
recall.
Okay. Whatever Happened to Baby Jane? Which I watched recently, and it was way too long. It was interesting, but way too long for what was going on there. Over 2 hours.
Okay.
That's it on the other movies. What do you have?
Pardon me while I just look something up on my phone.
Okay.
I'll be right with you, folks.
Are you looking up
Yes, I am.
the Doris Day films
I am.
with Rock?
This
This is Doris Day you're looking up?
Yeah, okay. Her best-known films are those which co-starred Rock Hudson, chief among them 1959's Pillow Talk.
Okay.
So yeah, they were a little earlier.
All
That
right.
makes more sense to me. Now I feel a little better.
So they capped it off with Cary Grant. With
Just,
the
I guess,
Doris Day.
deciding to pair her up with some other debonair young feller who wasn't young. But then again, neither was she at that stage either. So
She wasn't young here. She just died a few years ago.
Yeah, well, she was like 90 something.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's that. So let's move along to songs.
Let's see if we remember any of these songs from '62.
I remember some of them just by glancing down. Number 10 by the Shirelles, Soldier Boy.
Okay.
I remember that one.
Soldier Boy.
Chubby Checker with the twist. And then he, of course, decided I can't have another hit, so I'm going to call it The Twist Again. When he did another one, I think it was called Twist Again.
Was that
wasn't it?
this year?
No, it was a different year. But
Yeah, there's a lot of twist songs I have even over here.
from the Sensations, I don't know this one. Let Me In.
Yeah, I looked that one up. Didn't know that one.
Number 7. This one I remember, but from the Bachman-Turner Overdrive. The Locomotion. Originally by Little Eva.
Yeah, we had that one. Then there was one in the 80s, right?
That may have been Bachman-Turner Overdrive. BTO did the Locomotion.
And then the girl, Nikki, some girl in the 80s did Locomotion too. Kylie Minogue?
I don't know.
No? Okay.
Johnny Angel from Shelley Fabares. Fabre.
Johnny Angel.
Shelley Fabre. Didn't she end up an actress on like Coach?
I think she was the mother on One Day at a Time. Wasn't she the mother? Anne's
Oh, I don't know.
braless mother?
Oh,
Yeah, she had a bra, I mean,
Right, I
Bonnie
know.
Franklin.
number 5, The Stripper from David Rose. Never heard of this one.
That's the classic stripper. Da, 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 da. You know the stripper?
I know
thing?
that. That's
That's that.
okay.
That's what, I don't know. It was in a movie or something. They just called it the stripper.
Number 4 from Bobby Vinton. Roses are red, my love. Violets are blue.
Wasn't that his theme when he had a TV show in the
Might have been,
70s?
yeah.
I think it was.
Number 3 from Dee Dee Sharp. Mashed Potato Time. Which costs $10 a la carte at the restaurant. I went to.
I looked that up. The mashed potato time.
Number 2 from Ray Charles. I Can't Stop Loving You.
That was his signature song, as they say, right?
Was it? I thought his was Georgia.
Oh, yeah, okay. This was the second signature.
Okay, he had 2 signatures. Number 1, the number 1 song, 1962. It's a clarinet instrumental, by the way,
Yeah, I had to look that up. I've never heard of that.
by Acker Bilk. Stranger on the Shore. Huh.
No
know that.
clue.
Now, when you looked it up, did you hear it?
Yeah.
You still did not recognize it.
No.
Number 1 song.
Number 1, but however long after 62, we just forgotten.
Well, you got any honorable mentions?
I have a few here that we know from various things. Twistin' the Night Away.
Oh, yeah.
Sam Cooke.
Yeah.
Think that was in Animal House. Twist and Shout.
Beatles?
Isley Brothers.
Isley Brothers. Beatles redid that.
Mm-hmm. A lot of twisting in 62. Can't Help Falling in Love.
All right.
Elvis Presley. I was surprised it was 57, though. That was one of his bigger songs. 57 for the year. Shout. This was Joey D and the Starlighters, but was done in Animal House.
Oh, okay.
Shout
Yep.
a little bit. Moon River.
Andy Williams.
This was Henry Mancini, which is probably the instrumental.
Yes.
Which another classic film I had to watch was Breakfast at Tiffany's. I had no idea that Rooney was in there as the Oriental or character. Can we say that? Asian character, I guess he was. Whatever he was at the time, it was an Oriental character. I don't think he could do this one today. Ahab the Arab. Could we do that song today? I don't
know. You could do that song by oh God, now it's just Good Girls Don't.
Oh, Good Girls Don't?
What's that song?
Yeah, Good Girls Don't. We sang that.
Yeah, I mean, if we could do that song, you could do that one.
Yeah. Well, what was the big song of the year? The WAP?
Oh, God.
Wet Ass.
Don't say it.
Can't do that, no.
I had to explain that to my girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
She goes, what does that mean? Because whatever show we were watching, someone had used the term, he's not getting any of this WAP.
Mm-hmm.
And my girlfriend looks at me and says, what is that? And I told her what it was, and she's like, what? I said, yes. She goes, how do you know that? So I've heard it. I've been told what it meant. I just heard it. I heard that Selena Gomez had to explain it to Steve Martin.
Right. Yeah. Why is the ass in there? It's a wet thing, but why? I know they dumbass, and maybe it's a variation. It's an odd thing, though. Gene Pitney had 2 songs from movies. The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, which was not used in the movie, and Town Without Pity, from the movie Town Without Pity, which no one's seen.
Right.
There's some other songs from 62.
All right. Now, for the 1962-63 season, the top 10 shows. Number 10, Gunsmoke.
Number 10. It did go up higher, I think, later on.
Well, it ran for what, 25 years? Something like that.
It was later in the 60s that the Westerns got big, right?
Well, you had Big Valley, Lancer, High Chaparral, Bonanza. Yeah, they were all mid to late 60s. And I think even Lancer may have hit 70, 71, something like that. Number 9, The Dick Van Dyke Show. Great show. Still holds up today.
Mm-hmm.
Great one-liners from Buddy Sorrell. A show I never liked that much. Number 8, The Danny Thomas Show. Never really got into that.
Was this Make Room for Daddy, or did they?
Well, I think
they morph him. Or?
I think they renamed it.
Oh, yeah.
The Danny Thomas Show, but it's the same thing. Number 7, Ben Casey, a medical drama. I can't think of the guy's name.
No,
but I see
I
him.
should put that because I never watched that and don't know too much about Ben Casey.
Number 6, The Andy Griffith Show. Another good show, which I didn't appreciate until maybe within the past 5 or 6 years.
Mm-hmm. Only in the past 5 or 6 years
Yeah.
you appreciated it?
Yeah, I used to I don't watch this crap.
Oh,
It's so
jeez.
stupid. And then I don't know if I had it on as background noise, and it was a couple of things, and I'm like, oh, this is actually fairly entertaining. I mean, most of the shows had like a, sappy little message, like, don't take a slingshot and kill a bird kind of thing. But it's funny to hear him say, ain't be, who, by the way, hated doing the show.
But she did last through 2 seasons of Mayberry RFD.
Yes, it's the same character.
And I'm trying to think who they replaced her with. They had another maid come in.
I don't remember.
I'm thinking it was Alice Ghostley. Did you watch the Decades weekend of Mayberry RFD?
No.
You missed some of those?
Well, that didn't last too long. Wasn't that only 3 or 4 years?
3 years.
Yeah.
It was killed with the Rural Purge,
Yes.
along with Family Affair, another weekend. It's kind of sad, though, to watch Uncle Bill knowing he blew his brains out at the end. And here he is with the kids.
Oh.
He coughed a lot on that show, and he was smoking. He could smoke right in front of the
Right.
kids in the 60s. But before he did his line, he was a lot of coughing.
I'll have to check that out. Never noticed that because I rarely watch that show. Number 5, The Lucy Show.
Oh. This is confusing. This is not the one in color with the gams. But this is not... Is this the one with Vivian Vance? There was another one a little later without Vivian. Did they switch?
There's what? What was the first one? What was the
I Love Lucy.
I Love Lucy. Okay, there was Here's Lucy. There's The Lucy Show. I don't know which order they come
I think the Lucy show was split up. The early ones had Vivian, and the other one had that Mary Lou character.
Okay.
And Uncle
Which one had Gail Gordon? Wasn't he the banker or something?
Yeah, that was the second half of that, and Here's Lucy.
Or is that the Beverly Hillbillies? I don't know.
We have to do some research on that middle Lucy series.
Number 4, Bonanza, a Western.
Never watched that.
I think that ran from like 59 to 73, something like that.
Yeah, a long time. And it ran so long, Dan Blocker died before the show was
Right.
done at the end.
Number 3, The Red Skelton Show. Not funny. Not funny.
I still haven't watched the Red Skelton Show. I got it at the Dollar Tree with the best episodes, so there's got to be some good ones in
No,
there.
there isn't.
Not even in the 4-episode best of are there any good ones.
Clem Cadiddlehopper is messed up his hair.
Jeez.
No. Number 2, Candid Camera.
Yeah, I remember watching that.
Alan
a lot.
Funt. Didn't his son Peter Funt do more of that later on after Alan passed away? I think.
Well, I noticed looking through an old HBO TV guide, they did the Candid Camera on HBO, like around
Ooh.
1980,
Yeah, I like that one.
where there were boobs.
Yeah, I think I mentioned this on the show before. I remember there was one where they had a guy working. He was a temporary worker in an office, and then they had a woman coming up cleaning the windows, and she'd come up topless, and he would just turn and look. And
Was there any candid asses in that show?
I don't
or just
know.
boobs?
I don't know. That's the only one I remember.
It seems like there was a lot of boobs in there.
That was the only one I remember. And the number 1 show from 1962, The Beverly Hillbillies.
Oh, number 1.
That was Don
Jan!
Drysdale was the banker in that one.
Mhm.
Gail Gordon did not play the banker in that one, but I think he was in the Lucy one.
And that was Miss Hathaway,
Yes, Nancy Culp.
TV's earliest lesbian
Oh.
character.
Oh, but it wasn't. But it was not,
Not
examined in that
Not
way.
mentioned, no, but everybody knew
Oh, did they?
damn well that
She was, you
Miss
know.
Hathaway and Jethro weren't going to get together, which was always implied in some episodes.
To me, she was the Don Knotts of that show.
Yeah. Ooh.
She struck me as the Deputy Fife character in that show. But there you have it. You got any honorable mentions of TV shows?
I
then?
don't have
No?
any TV shows because, believe it or not, back then there weren't all that many TV shows. Not like
Well, you only had 3 channels.
3 channels.
I don't know
Yeah.
what else was playing around then, because I wasn't really alive and/or I was very young.
I'm sure we witnessed some of these shows from our crib that were on the TV, but not. Do you remember any early shows actually that you remember watching? I remember watching the Munsters early on.
I don't recall if my first experience with any of these shows were first run or if it was reruns. I don't. I remember Lancelot Link. That
was
about
later
it.
60s. You remember watching any of these mid-60s shows? I remember watching Munsters, Lost in Space, and Batman on the first runs.
Yeah, I don't think I saw them on the first one. What were you, 3, 4?
2, 3, 4, 5. 3 or 4. You remember shows then, don't you? Or you don't?
No.
You weren't watching
I
these
don't
shows.
remember what I had for dinner yesterday.
You do remember what you had for dinner at that restaurant.
Let's see. You're a gorgeous man.
So, yeah. I remember my mother saying I was watching the Munsters. When my brother came home from the hospital, I glanced at him and then went back to the Munsters, apparently. So I do remember watching the Munsters then.
Well, what's more interesting?
Well, Herman.
A goofy Frankenstein or a little lump of flesh that just lays there?
Yeah, Herman was more entertaining. So, 62. Good year, and I guess that's it.
Yeah.
How did we do on seeing any of these films now? How many of these?
Like of the films? Or
Yeah, how many of those have we actually seen?
The movie. I have not seen
I have
any of them.
Not seen one of those films.
No.
I saw parts of Gypsy, that's it.
Yeah, I haven't seen
No.
any of them.
We got to get to, are there any of these we should see?
No.
To Kill a Mockingbird we should see, right? That one?
No.
We can skip Bon Voyage.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's not anything on here that I feel like I need to see.
I think we should see more of the Three Stooges films.
I've seen them all.
Oh, I skipped one here. I see Richard Kiel as Egad was out. A very bad, low-budget film where he was an ape-man. Richard Kiel, Jaws. Do you remember that one?
Mm-hmm. Well, I remember him in as Jaws.
Not Egad.
Not that. No, I would. No.
I remember seeing a poster for that, but I've never seen Egad. Okay, there you have it, 62. We're getting in there. Some films we're actually kind of remembering and TV shows. So we will be back next week with some more classic films.
The New Media Zone has been a Cable 2000 production.